Welcome to another edition of the Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show. And a special thank you to Stephen Brady and the Blue Shamrock Music. And on the show tonight, we got another special guest. His name is Darren Gillis, and we're so glad to have him on the show. And so, Darren, how you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm going great, mate. Thanks for having me on the show too, and thanks to Stephen. Yeah, things are going really great over in Australia at the moment. I'm down in a little place called Campbellup, and I'm just in the progress of packing up the house and yeah, sorting out a few things before I hit the road. So yeah, things are going well, mate.
That's awesome. So now there's a little bit of history here now tonight. Nicole Byland, who's your sister, she actually was one of the very first artists we interviewed here on the Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show. And so tonight we are making history. So tell me about the relationship with you and your sister. I mean, you're both in the music industry. Is there a little bit of maybe like friendly competition going on right now?
Oh, mate, no, we're just having fun, eh? We just we encourage each other as much as we can. Yeah, before she sort of got into, as I was saying just before the show, before she got into Highway 95, and I started doing what I was doing a little bit more seriously. We sort of did a little mini tour from Darwin back down to Karratha and did some shows just doing song for song and just getting under the stars at caravan parks. Just great. So mate, we just support and encourage each other and other artists to sort of get out there. But she's doing really well. Her and Bob in Highway 95. They just come back from Newman and Port Hedland at the country music festivals there, and they've got another show line up in Onslow, and they've always got gigs all around the circuit in the Pilbara area as well. So yeah, no, it's great, mate. I'm really proud of her and Bob for doing what they're doing and the goals they're kicking. So yeah.
So obviously, you guys come from a musical family. Is there like any added pressure? I mean, coming from a very talented family like yours.
Oh, mate. Yeah, we have come from a very musical family. My mum was in a band back in the day. She used to play piano, accordion, and now she's an artist as well. She's been an artist for years, doing a lot of landscape painting and that sort of stuff. So very creative. I suppose we have always been pretty like competitive family and that sort of stuff. Like with our goals and aspirations and stuff like that. So. But it might be just banter at most, I suppose. But yeah, mate, we grew up, listening to the likes of Johnny Cash, Mel Haggard, all those legends, mate, and in the back of the old Toyota Arcana on our road trips and that, singing tunes and later in life we all got into a bit of karaoke together, me and my sisters. Not so much my other older brother. He's not really into that sort of stuff, but. Yeah, we've always been into our music and having a lot of fun with it. So yeah.
Well, I'll make one promise you on the show tonight. I will not sing any karaoke because if I do, I might not see you on the flip side of that.
That's what makes it more entertaining, mate.
Yeah, I guess when the good Lord blessed me, he didn't bless me with vocals to sing. So let me ask you this: how did your musical journey begin for you?
Look, I've always sort of like loved just having the guitar in hand around the campfire. So with my job and that sort of thing, I was always sort of like in isolated spots. So always loved to have a bit of a campfire and sing and muck around with mates just around the campfire and family and just just create and sort of more recently around about 2020 end of 2020 21, I started to get a little bit more serious about things and to start recording. So that's when the sort of journey became in the. I had song written before, but I'd never put anything down in the studio. So that was when I started to kick off around that time, and then I just released slowly singles. I've got 8 singles at the moment on Spotify. Another one coming out tomorrow actually, and yeah, just got into it gradually like that, I suppose. But always been a part of, or in my blood, I guess, as you can say.
Well, let me ask you this. Now that we're talking about your songwriting and all that, what does your songwriting look like? I mean, is it just coming off past experiences, or is it more like, because I know some artists, they have these computers that have all these words, and then they kind of like match the words to the beats of the songs and all that. I mean, there's many different ways to skin a cat, if you will. But I mean, what does
Yeah.
songwriting look like for you?
Yeah, it's all relevant to me, I guess. It's based around experiences. Um, I've never used any of this stuff that people. I have heard of that actually recently. I've heard about that a little bit more, about the AI sort of stuff. But no, I've never used that. I've always just gone off my own experiences. The likes of the ones that I've written now are about, like Good Girl, are about my partner. Um, the Gates of Hell was just another, just all altogether different vibe. That was a fictional character that that sort of is a bit of a gunslinger and winds up in prison and all that sort of stuff. So that was a bit fictional. I was feeling Johnny Cash that day, so I'm influenced by the likes of Johnny Cash and the old school stuff, but I also very much relate to the new artists of today. The likes of Cody Johnson, just an inspirational artist. Those sorts of things. So, but yeah, it's all based on past experiences, or like a little bit of fictional stuff I've just dabbled in. Um, and it's hard to sort of say, but when I write a piece, it's hard to put it in words, but I'll try to do it. When I write a piece, I kind of hear a melody as I write it, and I usually start with the chorus. I'll start to write the chorus, and then I'll structure the rest of the song and the verses around the chorus, because the chorus is where it hits you. Um, and that's the way I sort of do it. But I can hear beyond my guitar when I'm doing it. I can hear the bass, I can hear the beat. It's all in my head, and I don't know how to explain it. It just happens.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
let's talk about those two songs. You know, Good Girl. Let's talk about that song first. How that song come together for you?
Yeah. So I met a lovely lady by the name of Kate, 3+ years ago, and yeah, she came into my life and just picked me back up, I guess, so to speak. Taught me how to love again, taught me how to trust again, and she's just been such a great lady to be around. She's beautiful, her heart is true, and she really, we helped each other, because we both come from different pasts, and we helped each other get back up in our feet, and yeah, she came to life and just put it back together, I guess you could say. So that's where Good Girl comes from, and yeah, it's a bit. I had a particular vibe in mind for that one. I wanted it to be upbeat. I wanted to get people up on the dance floor, and I think the lyrics and the definitely the bass line and the guitar licks definitely drive that up. And it's funny because when I just before I released it, I was doing another. I was doing a country music video out at 2J for another upcoming song, which is released in August, called Drink. And that's going to be kind of like my anthem song, I guess. Um, but I was talking to my sister Nicole, and I played her the track. She goes, this actually sounds like a real cool line dancing song, country rock song, and why don't you just chuck it out to a line dance crew? And it just so happened that when I filmed Drink on the 4th of April, the music video, there was a sold out line dancing school that was in 2J at the same time, and they were they had a sold out event, and I just spoke to the people that were organising. I said, "Hey, do you want a fresh country track?" And they said, "Yeah, yeah." And I threw it across them, and there was a couple of the young ladies that choreographed it, and then they taught the choreographed dance to my song "Good Girl" at the sold out line dancing event, and I've got that posted up on YouTube as well. So that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Sorry, you go.
Oh no, you first. Go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, that pretty much wraps up Good Girl. But I could talk to Gates of Hell unless you've got another question about Good Girl that you'd like to hear.
Actually, I do got a question for you. So,
Yeah, mate.
let me ask you this question. No, before we went live on air, you're talking about you were working a full time job and doing your music, and now what you told me off air was, you know what? I'm quitting my full time job and I'm diving into the music industry.
Yep.
Any like nervousness or anything about that, or you just gonna go for it?
Well, I'm not quitting per se. What I'm taking is it's a little bit easy, a little bit it's relieving for me because I've taken what is called deferred leave. So the last 4 years I've been working full time, but only taking 80% of my pay, and then the fifth year being July 1 onwards, I'm taking a year off, but I still get 80% of my pay. So yeah, it's a great opportunity. So I've been sort of skimping my pay a little bit to give myself this opportunity. But yeah, mate, I'm so excited. We've got a quick trip over to KL, and then it's hit the road time, and I'm just going to take every opportunity I can to get out there and showcase my material, solo, and yeah, just me and the guitar and the caravan. So and the missus will jump on when she can. So, but yeah, no, it has been difficult to manage leading up to this time in my job because my job's very demanding with call outs and bits and pieces as well. So I can't sort of commit to anything. So I thought, no, I've got to do something where I can just be free of job and get out there and just go for it. And I'm super excited. Yeah, I guess you could say I sort of come up with a tour name because I leave things at the last minute, and I think I called it the Last Minute Australian Tour or something. So
There you go. You
I'm
know,
not very good at organising things.
your story kind of reminds me of like how I broke into what I'm doing right now, where I
Mm,
was actually working a full time job and I always had a love and passion for broadcasting. And I was
yeah,
raised by a single mom. I remember her telling me, if you want to do it, just go for it. What's the worst can happen?
yeah,
It doesn't work out for you. It's not the end of the world, right? And so,
absolutely.
I worked like three jobs, put myself to school, and here we are today. And kind of like your story is kind of the same way, where you're working full time, but that's not where your heart is. Your heart is where is with music. I mean, as we mentioned, and you're coming from a musical family, and that's where you want to be. And so I salute you for doing that. And that's a really cool story to share with us. And thank you so much for doing that.
Oh, thanks, mate. Yeah, no, pleasure, pleasure.
So, speaking of music, what's the best advice you've ever gotten from somebody?
I think it's come from a few different people, but I think the best, I can't remember exactly who it's come from. It might even be someone along the lines of Ed Sheeran. But he's very humble, Ed Sheeran. When I've seen him talk in interviews, and I think it went something along the lines of, when he first started, he wasn't the best in his field, and he said he was quite honest. He said there was people that were better musically than I was, and but I think what from his advice is the key is consistency and being patient, and just not expecting too much too soon, and putting yourself out there as much as you can, showcasing, and just going for it. And that's what it's sort of in line with what we were just talking about. It having the opportunity to go out there, having the opportunity to take all the advantages I can. Moving around for me will be great. But yeah, I think that advice from him, just being patient, taking your time. There's so many people that are better than me, without a doubt, and you got to start somewhere. So I think that's a good piece of advice from him. Just consistency, keep going, keep driving, keep bettering yourself, and yeah, just keep moving forward.
What are your thoughts about the music industry as of today?
Um, in Australia, I think we like everywhere we copped a hit from COVID, but we bounced back since then. It's very much, the live music scene. There's a lot of opportunities around Australia. I'm gonna do some stuff in Perth. I will, but I'm also gonna stretch myself out, and I've got my caravan there. So there's a lot of opportunities, and I've been speaking with a few people that are in the music industry that have been in there for quite a while. And there's a lot of opportunities at places like, for my genre being country, to play in station stays, and a lot of, sort of regional areas as well, because I guess in the regional areas, and I want to hit that audience in the places where they don't necessarily get too much live music as well, to give them the opportunity to have a good night as well. So there's a lot of opportunity there. I can already see, and I've got quite a few gigs lined up at the end of August, mid to end of August, ready already. And then I'll probably go through a booking agent to assist me with connecting to some of those other venues that I might not necessarily even know about. There's a lot of opportunities in country music festivals and the like as well. So I'm going to try my best to hit them up as well. I played at Brook Country Music Festival at the last one in the streets, just busking with my guitar, and I'll try and get back there as well. I'm gonna head over to Tamworth at the start of 2025 and give it a crack over there. I've never been, so I'd love to get over there, and that's kind of like our country music sort of capital, and a good opportunity to showcase your material. So yeah, I think the industry is quite good at the moment. So, and also just going on with country, likes of Beyonce and Post Malone, sort of moving into that realm. And like Lainey Wilson says, country's cool again. So, you know, um, it seems that people are taking to country music quite well as well. And Australia's always been like that.
You must be looking at my cheat sheet because that was going to be my next question to you.
Oh,
So,
I'll
I
let me look
mean, so
at it.
what I'm hearing you say though, you're okay with the way country music is today compared to, the John Denvers, the Johnny Cashes, you know, the Kenny Rogers, going back to old school like that. So what I'm hearing you say is you're okay with today's country music. Is that correct?
Oh, look, I'm a little bit of an old schooler myself. You can't get past those legends that you just mentioned. They are what made country music back in those times, and I guess there's a lot of genre movement in amongst. You got country pop, you got country rock, you got folk, all of those different areas of country music, and I think people are in the more contemporary scene are testing the waters a lot more, and yeah, I think there's some good stuff across the board. For instance, there's some people that I really am inspired by, both in Australia and America. Like I said before, I've been watching a lot of Cody Johnson at the moment, and I just love his stuff. He's just incredible performer. Over here in Australia, you've got the likes of Casey Barnes, and I really look up to that fella as well in Australia, and he's kicking goals in the US as well. So he's moving around, but Mate, you can't. I play still. I'll play my originals, but I still play the old school covers such as Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Mel Haggard, Kenny Rogers, and then I'll go to the contemporary stuff like I play a bit of Cody Johnson, Trace Atkins, and that sort of stuff. So I guess I don't really know like where it will go in the future, but I guess as those people are like those other people like Beyonce and Post Malone starting to step into it, I guess they're bringing some people with them to to the to start to look, and the spotlight is on country music, which is I guess good for artists such as me and that are coming into it and trying to establish themselves. So if you got more eyes on the industry, I guess there's more opportunity and scope to get it out there from up and coming country musicians. So, but no, I definitely you can't get past the old stuff, mate. I love it, and I listen to it regularly.
Right on. I love that. So let's pretend you're getting ready to go live on stage right now. So it's showtime for you. How do you prepare for an event?
Mate, I just do a lot of winging it, eh? I never have anything on stage with me, other than just my mic and my guitar. I don't even use any computers or anything like that to sort of sort of look at lyrics. There's been times where I've had a few drinks and I'm up there and then I'm just like blah 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 blah. I forget. Sometimes I'll forget, but that's the fun of it. You just have a bit of a laugh. Um, you know, um, I'll try not to drink before I go on stage because I like to just have a level head and a clear head so I don't forget anything. And but it's all up here. All my originals, all the covers are all up here. And I'll just go out there. The most I'll have is like I've got this bulldog clip with a piece of paper, with a lined piece of paper with my set list on it, and then I might just have to go. What am I playing next? Oh yeah, back up. And that's kind of how I go, and I'll just wing it and just have fun. So yeah.
Do you ever get nervous when you're on stage, or is it just something like you've done so many times? It comes second nature to you.
Um, Look, I don't really get nervous. I guess I'm just to in answer to that question. I don't get nervous per se. I used to get nervous. So when I first started, I was like, I didn't even want anybody to hear my songs. Like I was just in the room creating, and I was like, oh, I was embarrassed. Like, what if they don't like it and all that sort of stuff. But as time has gone on and I've got out there, especially because I've done like Darren Field days 3 times in a row, and the Lancel and Buskers Festival was really fun as well. And that's just all. It's surrounded by people who are trying to do the same thing and create original music. Whether it is country, a lot of it is country, but there's also other genres and amongst that being pop and all that sort of stuff. But um, when I've gone to these events, it's just really been it's opened up my eyes, and I'm like I'm not the only one that's trying to do this. Like where there's a lot of us out there that are trying to get out there and just get our original music out there, and I've got a lot more comfortable with that. But it is a big thing initially, I suppose, to write your own stuff and then put it out there for people's judgment. And you gotta take the good with the bad. Sometimes people like it, some people don't like it, some people love it. I've got a lot of positive feedback with my stuff, and it's definitely helped me to keep moving forward. And I've also taken a lot of constructive criticism and gone, yeah, I'm going to mix that up a bit or change it, and sort of applied those sorts of things as well. So I guess you're learning all the time, and just have fun doing it. But yeah, I don't get nervous anymore. But yeah, it's going to be great to the one challenge that I have had is with my job and being able to commit to gigs with call out. So now I've got there's nothing holding me back. I can take on the opportunities and really get out there. So I'm so excited about that.
I'm a brand new fan, and I'm coming to your show tonight. What kind of show can I expect?
You can expect a mixed bag of original country music. You've got the old school, such as Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings, and then you got some contemporary stuff such as Luke Bryan, Trace Atkins, Cody Johnson, and those sorts of artists. So yeah, I sort of mix it up. I'll put an original in every sort of like fourth song or third song just to keep them going. I'll have a bit of a chat. I love an intimate setting as well, like where I'm actually, I've really enjoyed playing under the stars, and when you're around a campfire or something like that, you got a crowd in a caravan park or something like that, and you can actually stop and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Have a bit of a chat with the audience as well. So I like to have a bit of a chat with the audience and explain where a song might have come from or how I might relate to a song, and then kick it going and break it up that way as well. So yeah.
Let's talk about your album. Obviously, as you mentioned, you have 8 singles out right now. Of those 8 singles, I mean, other than the two we've already talked about thus far on our show, are there any favorite songs on an album you want to maybe share with our audience this evening?
Um, so yeah, I've got another one that's coming out tomorrow, and I might as well talk about that one because it's out tomorrow. It's called The Gates of Hell, and as I said, that was a bit of a fictional character about a gunslinger that's out there, winds up in prison, goes crazy in prison, and dies in prison. But I wrote that one, and I played it with my Johnny Cash Martin. So that was relevant, and I wrote that with Johnny Cash vibes, and it's actually it was very simple song, very stripped back with just me and my producer working on that one, and my producer at the end of it, because I did a couple of songs that day. He said there's a number of songs that he will there's maybe one or two songs that he will listen to that he'll take home and he'll just play it over and over and over and over. And he said that was one of those songs. He said it's my favourite song of yours to date, and I've done different varieties of songs, but that song resonated with him, and he loved it. So yeah, that was really good feedback from my producer with that one. And then I've got a myriad of songs coming out, but one that I'm really excited with, and one that I'm hoping will kickstart things for me with the start of my tour as well, is a song called Drink, and that's the one I did the video to as well, country music video, and I had a bunch of family and people that I've connected with over the time that have been following me. I invited them all. I chucked out on social, said, hey, if you want to come to help me make a country music video, jump on and get out there, and there was quite a few people that came out, and it was a ripper night. It was epic, eh? And I'm so excited about that one. That one, I'm going to try. My goal with that one is to get that one onto CMT. That's my goal. I've got no expectations, but just I said to my folks the other day, I'm just so proud of that video and just that song, and just to have that and have that captured and the messages captured in film. It just the videographers absolutely nailed it. They sent it back to me for an edit, and I couldn't fault it. He captured every message, and I sort of scripted it out to him before and told him what I wanted to capture, and we sort of choreographed a couple of interactions with people as well. So I'm just so excited about that one. I'm so proud of it, and where it goes, it doesn't matter. I'm just so proud of it in my own self. So yeah, no, I'm so excited about that one, and I'll get a collective of probably my best songs. And there's a couple that I'm going to do in August. I'm gonna lay down a couple more songs. Um, One is called "That'll Do Me Just Fine," which I just recently sort of did to backtrack a bit. I hope I'm not mumbling here, but
Oh no, you're
uh,
fine. We appreciate
uh,
you. Thank you.
no, I went to the Lancel and Buskers Festival last year, and just busking, and there was some secret judges that went around, and I ended up picking up an award for the gig school, and I went to this gig school stuff just recently, and it was very informative. I got a lot about how the industry works, how to sort of align yourself with promotion, all that sort of stuff. And then there's the other side where they did a little bit of a video shoot slash photo shoot, and you'll get a snip of the one that I haven't recorded yet, and it's called "That'll Do Me Just Fine." And I just chucked it out on Instagram maybe a month ago, just as a little bit of a room sort of live thing, and got some really good feedback from that one. So I'm going to record that one in August, and I'm going to record another one called Custer Black Dog, which is in my job. There's a lot of people that have succumbed to the black dog, and I've written a bit of a song about that one as well. So I'll record that one in August as well. So yeah, very excited about everything that's coming, and I don't know when the release date will be for the album per se. I'll release the next two being Gates of Hell and Drink as singles. Drink's coming out in August 23. And then I'll probably go, okay, I've got these songs, I've got these new songs. Let's do an album. I might just take the best of the bunch that I've got. So yeah.
How can our listeners get in contact with you, and how can they download your amazing music?
Mate, I'm on pretty much all of the socials you can think of. I even linked up with TikTok. I'm not I'm not by any
Good
means
old TikTok.
uh, you gotta have a crack at all these platforms. But yeah, mate, I'm on my primary are Facebook and Instagram, and you can find me from searching my name, Darren Gillis. Yeah, I have linked up on TikTok. And streaming wise, I distribute through DistroKid, and they put it out to the wide world for me. So pretty much every streaming application you can think of, it should be there. Yes, the likes of Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and on YouTube I'll have a few more videos and that sort of stuff as well. And in saying that, just going back to the Gates of Hell, we did our own amateurish video for that one, which I'll chuck out on YouTube tonight, so it's ready for tomorrow. So you might even be able to have a look at that Australian time tonight. That is because it's going on about 7 o'clock AM in Australia right now. So
Well, no, we're
yeah.
excited. I mean, I'm the Russell K. Alexa and Shauna Brown Morning Show. We're going to play both those songs to kick off our show tomorrow morning, which you can check out from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. And so we're going to play both those songs for you tomorrow in dedication to you, and just saying thank you for doing this amazing interview. Now, as we're winding down this evening, is there anything you'd like to share with our audience who are watching now that will be watching later?
Look, I just want to say thank you guys for this opportunity. When you release these songs as an indie, um, musician, it's always difficult to get it out there. So it's opportunities like this that give us the opportunity to sort of build a bit more of an audience around the globe. So. From the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate the interview with you and Stephen, and just thank everybody for listening, and hopefully the music that I've put out resonates with you, and hopefully you might want to follow me and follow my journey with the music as well, and I just so appreciate those people that are supporting us, and I speak for all indie artists when we say thank you for opportunities like this. So. Thanks heaps, mate.
Oh, it's definitely our pleasure. And that's what the Music Dreams USA Artist Spotlight Show is all about. Supporting amazing artists just like you. And just another channel to get your name out there, get your music out there. And one thing I learned in the music business, I've been in the music business for a long time, and you never know who's watching, you never know who's listening, and it can be just that one person that can turn your career upside down and give you things you never thought you'd ever have. And
Yep.
I learned that as well. So and that's why I love doing this show. Steve and I, when we put together, it's going on 2 years now, and the show's grown so much, and it's all because of just interviewing amazing artists like yourself and who gives us the time to do it. And so, as much as you're saying thank you to us, we need to thank you for taking your time and for thanking you for making music amazing. And so, I want to personally thank you as well.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Now, you know, there's a trick question coming up now, right? Well, I forgot to tell you, when you come to the Music Dreams Artist Spotlight Show, expect the unexpected. All right, here's a funny question for you. All right, what is the funniest thing that's ever happened to you while you're performing live on stage?
This is why I don't drink. Sometimes, wait, when I perform before, I'm very conscious of it because I don't like to do it. Where you burp into the mic,
Did you
so I
actually
don't
burp
like doing
into a
that.
mic?
Huh?
Did you actually burp into a mic?
Burped into the mic unintentionally. I'm like, no, I can't do beer when I'm on stage. So what I do now, I don't drink at all before the set, and I don't eat. And then after I've finished performing, I'll go and have my meal and a pint of beer
Well, you know,
because I
this
hate
was a
burping into the
family
mic.
show.
Yeah.
And lastly, how did you and Steven get hooked up together? How did that happen?
Well, I was releasing music, and Nikki, my sister, had released some stuff as well. So, yeah, I sort of said, "How'd you go with Stephen?" And she said, "Really good." And there's been a lot of opportunities for her as well. So I thought, oh, I'll give it a crack and see how we go. And here we are. So yeah. Yeah, no, he's been really great to work with, and yeah, much appreciation to him as well for driving and getting the music out there and working behind the scenes hard. So and I know he does a lot of work behind the scenes. So much appreciation to Stephen as well.
Any final thoughts as we wind down our show?
Any final thoughts?
Yes.
Um, Mate, I just the people that are tuning in, thanks so much for tuning in for the interview. Thank you so much to you guys, you and Stephen, for arranging this and supporting us independent music artists. It's so appreciated, and it gives us the opportunity, like I said, to get out there a bit further and reach more people. So, thank you everybody for your support, and yeah, stay tuned.
All right. Well, again, thank you so much for your time this evening. Much success as you move forward in your musical career. And it was a great interview this evening. And I'm never going to forget about you burping into a mic. I'm going to use actually. You know what? This is a copycat business, right? I'm going to steal that one for tomorrow's morning show.
Do it, mate.
All right. Again, that was Darren Gillis from Australia and a country music star. And I want to personally thank him and also my partner in crime, Mr. Stephen Brady, with another edition of Blue Shamrock Music's Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show. For those of you watching now and will be watching later, please tell your family and friends about our show. Do you know an artist? Are you looking for someone who's maybe looking to get their name out there and their music out there? All you got to do is just go to blueshamrockmusic.com and reach out to Stephen Brady. Who knows? You may be the next Darren Gillis on our show. You never know, right? As they say, the New York lottery, hey, you never know. It's your friend Russell K, and we're with you here every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern. And until then, thank you so much for watching. And until the next show, you take care. Have a wonderful evening. And make sure you check out Music Dreams USA Radio. It's your home for the 70s, 80s, 90s, and country with some amazing classic rock music. It's back to back and beat to beat, some amazing party mixes. And also check out the Russell K, Alexa, and Shauna Brown morning show coming your way Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern. Until then, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time right here on the Music Dreams USA Radio Artist Spotlight Show. Take care and have a wonderful evening.